AEW have filed for an interesting trademark, and we take a look at the latest on a potential Bray Wyatt WWE release. But first, it appears that we're edging closer to the release of All Elite Wrestling's first video game, AEW Fight Forever, this after the game's achievements list appeared online. The news would first break via Twitter user Jay Barnacles, who revealed that the achievements can now be found on Xbox consoles, with many new game modes being revealed in the process. The apparent leak revealed that there will be a Road to Elite game mode, which appears to be the game's career mode, as well as numerous creation modes including Create a Wrestler, Create an Arena, and Create a Team. It's also worth noting that Xbox players can now preload AEW Fight Forever onto their consoles, something that is usually possible close to a game's release date, meaning we could just be weeks away from getting our hands on it. On top of this, we have a report from Mike Straw of Insider Gaming, who revealed a tentative release date for Fight Forever, and he would tweet, "I've been told by a couple sources that the 2 weeks surrounding Forbidden Door is a likely launch window for AEW Fight Forever. One date mentioned is June 29th, but not confident on a Thursday launch. I've reached out to THQ Nordic, the game's publisher, for comment." Now let's get to a few stories coming out of last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, where a new member of a popular faction was teased. After being eliminated from the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal, a match that we'll get back to later on, recent NXT call-up JD McDonough would appear in a backstage interview with Kathy Kelly, having been eliminated by Dolph Ziggler. He would state that he has come to Raw to make a statement, this before Judgment Day leader Finn Balor could be seen watching over the Irish Ace from above. It appears that the two Irishmen could link up soon in the coming weeks, as Balor looks set to expand the group beyond himself, SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and Damian Priest. Now let's take a look at the previously mentioned Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal, where the SmackDown brand's mid-card fought it out for a shot at the ring general Gunther. The final four would pit Ricochet, Matt Riddle, Bronson Reed, and Mustafa Ali against each other, this before Ali knocked both Ricochet and Reed off the apron for the win. The championship match is now set for the Night of Champions event in Saudi Arabia on May 27th, the same night that the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion will be crowned. And one of the names that's set to compete in that heavyweight title match is Seth Rollins, who will find himself across the ring from SmackDown's AJ Styles with the belt on the line. Last night, Rollins would appear on Raw, albeit in a pre-taped video segment, with the reason for this now being revealed. Footage has emerged of the Visionary on the set for the upcoming Captain America New World Order movie, this after photographer and journalist Christopher Oquendo shared a video that shows the WWE Champion dressed in character. And in relation to this appearance, we have some news on internal concerns regarding Seth Rollins and the potential of him becoming the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion, at least of the new belt, as WRKD Wrestling would tweet, "Seth Rollins' WWE Raw segment last night was pre-taped due to filming Marvel's Captain America New World Order. While many backstage are happy for him, there is hesitancy when it comes to putting the new title on him should these roles continue." What this means for the result of Night of Champions remains to be seen, with Seth Rollins being the favourite to win amongst the fanbase, although perhaps there may now be a hint of doubt among these predictions. Consider that the belt was brought in to combat Roman Reigns' part-time schedule as undisputed WWE Universal Champion. In January 2023, Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, would make her New Japan Pro-Wrestling debut before going on to later win the IWGP Women's Championship at the Battle in the Valley event in February. Moné would drop the belt at the Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom event, a promotion owned by the same parent company as New Japan, with her time under the Bushiroad banner now seemingly coming to an end. Dean Mutardi, the former Mojo Rawley in WWE, would speak with Inside the Ropes this week, where he would discuss the future of his friend Mercedes, revealing what the future could hold for her, seemingly suggesting that her time with New Japan and Stardom was in fact a short-term deal, and he would say, "With Mandalorian, she just finished her second season with them. I know she has a lot of stuff cooking right now. She's gotten a lot of requests for other movies, other television shows. I think this kind of new trend of doing 3 months limited campaigns with certain promotions have really been fruitful for a lot of people for the promotion. They get to ride a high of having a fresh talent in for a limited run that ends before they get too saturated, and the fans kind of get used to them. But it also allows the talent, some time to stay in wrestling, to have a great storyline, and then go back to some other new exciting things that they've done." Another top wrestling star that Mutadi would discuss was former AEW World Champion CM Punk, with him revealing what he knows about reported backstage heat on the Second City Saint. He would note that despite reports, Punk does have supporters in the AEW locker room, also revealing how he thinks the heat between Punk and the Elite should be resolved, and he would say, "If there's a beef that you kind of want to let go and maybe squash publicly to move on with your life, maybe you don't because you could save it for a main event paycheck and a main event spot. Maybe you just pump the brakes on that and let it be. You really never know how it is. I mean, obviously the money that guy can generate and the amount of merch he sells, you can't really fully ignore that ever. Even if everyone hated him, which I know is not the case because he does have a lot of supporters over there, it just makes for good TV. It's really hard for someone that's been in the wrestling business for a while to question if it's a shoot, if it's a work, and now being out of the business for a little bit. At least from an in-ring perspective, it's a little hard to tell from the outside, so just makes it a little more exciting." As we know, CM Punk is reported to return to All Elite Wrestling on June 17th at the debut episode of the brand new show AEW Collision, although whether this ultimately leads to an on-screen rivalry with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks is anyone's guess at this point. And speaking of AEW, the promotion would file for a brand new trademark yesterday, which is linked to a recent match stipulation. On the May 10th episode of AEW Dynamite, ROH World Champion Claudio Castagnoli and one half of the ROH World Tag Team Champions Ray Phoenix would go one-on-one, with the winner earning a shot at the other's belt. Ultimately, Castagnoli would walk away with the win, with him earning an ROH Tag Team title match alongside a partner of his choosing. Well, it looks like this stipulation could be sticking around, as All Elite Wrestling have filed to trademark the term Double Jeopardy, a term used to hype the aforementioned match for use in entertainment services. On last night's news video, we will discuss a report from PW Insider that revealed Bray Wyatt was no longer listed on WWE's internal roster, leading to speculation of a second departure from the company in 2 years for the Eater of Worlds. With that said, we now have clarification on the situation from Fightful Select, who have managed to confirm that both Wyatt and his brother Bo Dallas, who's been portraying the Uncle Howdy character in recent months, are both still under contract with WWE, and they would note, "We were told the particular roster that was referred to in the reports omitted Wyatt due to injury, specifically the illness he's been working with for months. Uncle Howdy's creative has been on hold since Wyatt's absence, but both are in the company. We're told Wyatt has been hopeful of wanting a return, but there's been no update on his health or status." The report would also make mention of a quote from WWE SVP of Live Events, Road Dogg, who would state that WWE had recently hired a brand new writer for Bray Wyatt related storylines. With that said, Fightful would be told that there was confusion regarding this claim, a suggestion that there was a miscommunication, although no specifics were given other than that there was confusion. Regarding Bray Wyatt's unspecified injury, there's still no known timetable on his WWE return, although we'll keep you updated should any further news break.